welcome to Carter Lake. I am on my KTM 1190. I threw my father on the Tenere 700, and I was really curious on what his thoughts were going to be, like literally the first 20-30 miles hopping on that bike. He's never been on it. He's never been on a Tenere 700 before, so it's going to be a really authentic first kind of feel of the bike.
23700 Tenere, my first impression is good so far. This bike has a couple aftermarket adjustments, updates, options, exhaust and seat concepts that lowers sitting. I think it's about an inch. I'm tiptoeing on it. Can compare to my KLR. That was my experience, enduro experience and off-road for many years. I gave up this a little bit because of my AGE problems, health problems, so I do FJRs, Beamers on road. We're talking 1200, a little bit different animal than this, so I can compare to.
Oh, he's taking off on me.
Pure road experience, and being a very torquey motorcycle, 6-speed, makes huge difference compared to my KLR. Flexibility of the transmission is it's pretty good actually. I always like to have the ability to go from the highest gear to minimum speed and go back without shifting back and forth. That's probably more true on the road than off-road. This bike has pretty quick response as far as turning for me. The force when you accelerate brings it back down force, presses the rear lower, and helps probably on off-road when you're climbing and jumping over things. I got the feeling of kind of lightness in this bike compared to my KLR. I think makes a lot better off-roaded, that's for sure. Like any bike, you have to get used to it. My heavy bikes that I ride on the road, the gravity is very low, so that's for sure helps. This is not the street bike, so I guess you might treat it like a street bike, but with the tires that it has, kind of more off-road tires and design, sometimes I'm forgetting that this is a little bit different design to and the purpose of the bike, but altogether it's just good impression. On scale from 1 to 10, I would say 7. My experience from 20 miles ride, it's probably not enough to get the true impression. I guess it's like the honeymoon of riding. Sometimes you have something brand new in your hands and sounds good. It's tight and it's complex, but it's not the same that you get used to it for many years, and you feel more comfortable. Torque on this bike is really quite different than my KLR. very responsive. I'm on the 4th gear right now, and that's 56th, and there's still plenty of power left. I can go down to 40 something, and still on the 6th gear it will pick up. So that's what I like on the powered bikes. I don't like to shift back and forth. It saves your clutch, and of course the mileage is better. This is more for the off-road, so my true impression is kind of mixed, since I'm doing more road bike these days. I mean highway. Altogether, I think for the money, this is 23 model. A lot of components that they could be built a lot better. Not as cheap. Look at this fuel tank cap, kind of moving. Weird design. The handlebars protective. It's kind of shifting, very light. I noticed on the bottom my shield for that shield for engine. That's like the Campbell soup can. Turn lights, they could be a little bit slimmer, but they're okay. Mirrors, I guess a little bit larger would help, but since you're gonna do off-road most of the time on this bike, it doesn't matter that much. So again, on a scale from 1 to 10, I would give 7 as far as my first impression. Money wise, I think it'd be a little bit cheaper, since most people putting in a lot of extra parts, like that seat concepts and exhaust. This is the shield that I was talking about, and it's like really light. Brakes are pretty good so far. I don't know how that reacts on off-road. Altogether, it's not for me, but my son might like it.
Well, there you have it. Dad's first impressions on the Tenere 700. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you in the next one. I got some aftermarket goodies coming in a couple days. We'll be installing those hopefully next week.